The story behind this piano, it is a Andreas Christiansen piano from Denmark. I bought it from this Danish piano fixer maybe 3 or 4 years ago. And apparently in like the 60s and 70s, the Danish made a lot of these small pianos as practice pianos for kids because they're small, they're quiet. So these pianos are actually quite easy to get in Denmark or in Scandinavia, and they're very cheap also. Yeah, I bought it a few years ago. This piano fixer was kind enough to ship it to Iceland for me with DHL, which it's small enough that you can just do that with this. It arrived on the doorstep here and I fell in love with it. It's a beautifully sounding piano. It's probably the cheapest piano that I have, but my favorite one. And on some kind of piece, this was the main instrument, actually. This is the piano that I played on every song on that record. It has actually a lot of faults to it. There's not a lot of bass in the low end, for example, because it's tiny. There's no room for bass frequencies there. But all these faults are kind of adding up to something very nice and characteristic about it. It has a lot of character. That's very large character. Then I guess what I really like about it, often with this kind of cheap pianos, they're not suitable for recording because they will have the kind of faults that are just annoying. You know, there's some faults are nice and they're characteristic, and some faults are just annoying. Like if the pedal is creaking, like a lot of these old pianos have like a noisy pedal, and that's horrible. You don't want that kind of stuff. And this piano has none of that. It just has like the nice faults, and I think that's what makes it really special and a unique piano. The Piano Reworks project, I think, originally started as an idea after we released a piano sheet music book from the record. We arranged all the songs for piano just to make this book, and because I'm not a very good pianist, I can't really play those arrangements. So our original idea was just like, I would love to hear these arrangements. I would love to hear someone play these. Maybe let's get a few people together and play the arrangements for us and record them. And that idea just slowly developed into what this is now, like complete reworks that some of them have been fully rearranged or with different elements, and you know, every artist brought their own thing into it, and that actually made the project quite interesting and exciting to us. So I think this project is yet another great example of how a piece of music is really just a snapshot or a picture of a moment in time. Because the further you take the music, when it's performed by different people or reimagined by different people, you're getting new pictures of the same piece of music in a different moment in time. And essentially that's what I find really interesting about recordings.